with you weird ass niggas no more. Cause any in the jail that's standing by that, you's a motherfucking rat, right? And all you niggas that ain't been to jail, don't say a fucking word to me about how this
Mute
shit
up.
work. Cause
Nah, Wack. Hey,
you
Wack.
niggas don't even understand
I
how
agree.
shit
He
work.
told.
Y'all don't
I
even
agree.
understand
T.I.
how
told.
mandatory minimums work. Bro, we got this nigga, he had another gun case, nigga, prior to this shit, the same kind of shit. And
Back to back.
the fact that he got priors before this last one, y'all already know the priors get you set in a whole nother category of time. You know that.
That's why everybody thought he was going to
Yeah,
be gone for a
priors
long
are
time.
serious. If you got priors, that's real whack.
It's a difference between never going to jail and the feds getting you there like, you never been
Facts.
in jail, boom, versus prior offenses, the same category. Nigga, you finna get booked. That's gonna determine whether you get the mandatory minimum, mid, or the max.
Hey, my
But
thing
this
is,
nigga
Wack.
got the gift of gab. He runs so many circles around you niggas. Yeah. But
That's why
what,
this
man, ain't
nigga
no
talk
yeah,
like
but
that.
what? Nothing. Yeah, but what? Nothing.
No. What I'm saying is, he already admitted that he told on his cousin that was there. So I'm not. I'm agreeing with
And
you. I never said.
what the nigga Boosie is saying is I don't give a fuck who you told on. If your mind entertains cooperating, you a cooperate.
But Wack, didn't Boosie
That's a
already know
fact.
that? Because he did the commercials like 20 years ago.
No, that's why I said what I said. I said, bro, Boosie knew better than fucking with this nigga anyway, because he knew the time that he should have got on that last thing wasn't right.
Yeah, silencers should get you 5 plus, bro. Five
Hey, that
plus.
was a that was a good question though, low
Silencers
key,
get you
because
five
if
plus.
that was a good question, low key, because he did not talking about Boosie like in a negative light, but more so like being that happened, that transpired 20 years ago. You did end up saying this still my partner. I'm gonna do a whole fucking album with him, and then when he said that, that's the main thing that really agitated Boosie was the fact that why you say that now. Why
So
you say
so
that now?
so you
So
saying
he
like
knew what was
Boosie
up
already
then.
knew. He already knew type
I
shit.
Yeah.
said that the other day. I said if Boosie had any knowledge of this shit and he was playing, he knew better. I said that.
But this my
But
thing, right? You right about Hedge, but what about all these other niggas? Why everybody else just turn a blind eye to like the whole fucking industry like
this
that?
is why I'm the renegade. All these niggas, let me tell you something. Few options. Either they turn the blind eye to it because they just like him, or they turn the blind eye to it so when they get in something, right, they want them the other niggas to look the other way, or they just totally ignoring the fact. This is why I don't hear none of this shit. Big U, he fuck with T.I., right? I introduced him to T.I. actually. He fuck with T.I., right? All this shit come out because he felt like, it's cool, boom. But then he'll say, Wack, you doing business with 6ix9ine. Well, you doing business with T.I. And T.I. running around there crippin',
That's crazy.
So you
right? So
think Boosie ignored it so he could get that bag off the album?
I don't think Boosie don't need no T.I. to get no bag. T.I. don't sell nothing anyway. Boosie. He don't need no T.I. That's just who he chose to do something with. He don't need T.I. T.I. don't need Boosie. It's real shit.
You know what else too, Wack? It also sounded like, just based on his explanation, he was more so torn between, I got a good album with this nigga. Probably it was gonna be a good ass album we was gonna hear. And the fact that he said it was mainly his peoples hitting him up like, you can't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. So he went ahead and more so went with the fact that his peoples ain't feeling it. So he like, nah, I gotta go and, be that, keep it going. But at the same time, it's kind of a little bit contradictory for me just hearing that, like, you just, but you knew a little bit and you still went ahead and did the album though. But
Nah,
because your
but the nigga
peoples
got
put
to ask that
emphasis on
question
it,
on the
now
spot.
you're gonna kind of
Them
like, you
sons,
gotta
best
you gotta
friends,
pull
and
out
everything.
because you don't want your peoples to think you. I don't know. It was weird. It's kind of
But
weird.
I don't get that vibe from that only because it's like he could have released the album, made the bread, and then later,
Yeah,
if anybody says something about it, been like, well, that was already in the works and it
I
was already
agree.
set.
I
You know what I'm
agree. That's what
saying? So I don't
That's where I
think
was
it was
kind of
no
going
shit
with
where
it.
he, trying to save face. I think that was his genuine reaction to it. Like,
Yeah, he
But
sounded
he
like
did
it's
surprised.
ask
kind of like one
why
of
you
those
got to
things
come
where a
out
lot of
right
shit be
now.
coming out, but it don't. the issue don't be pressed, so you don't really pay it no
Yeah, that's
mind.
why I said he sound torn.
But when
It
he
sounded
admitted
like
the
he
shit
was trying to
himself,
ask
it's
like
like,
why you
dang,
couldn't
nigga,
wait.
like that ain't no speculation. If you coming out and saying it yourself, I don't gotta question that. That's what I get. But I hear what you're saying.
But what was you about to say? Because I feel like we was on the same page. That guy that just came off the mic.
No, I'm saying it seemed like Boosie is like asking Ti why you couldn't wait till this album dropped, then you do that shit, or why you wait till this time when this shit supposed to come out. Like it sounded like he was
Yeah,
asking that.
that's where I was like, I don't know. It's kind of weird
I
because it's
don't
the way
think
it was
that.
said. Not nothing against Boosie. I fuck with Boosie.
But
I'm
Rude,
just like,
peep, you gotta peep though. Remember in the video when the interviewers was like, I forget what they asked him, but he was like, nah, I'm saying this myself. Like he pretty much said, like, he just saying it just to say it. Ain't nobody really asked him or nothing. Like he just felt like volunteering the information. Almost as if, someone was about to say something. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Boosie's reaction was just a natural reaction to it. Like, I think maybe we thinking a little bit too much
it's
into it.
definitely a
Cause
natural
like if somebody
reaction.
do some shit to you, you like, damn, bitch, like why you wait till now to do this fuck shit? Like we
Yeah,
got
no, no,
this and
no.
that
That
going.
that for off top for real, for real. It's just it's the way like oh boy just said. I don't know who just said that, but he was like, like damn, like he said it like in a way like why you say it like not as if he's in Tana with Ti on the subject, not at all, no,
Oh,
but
I
more
get you, I
so
get you.
like why you say it right now.
I just looked in the comments. They said that video is a year old.
Hell
Yeah,
no,
interview
that shit
old.
just came
It's
out on
not.
Vlad.
It did. Okay, okay.
Oh, the Ti interview old because he got his hair different on there.
Ti
You said it's
interview.
heard different.
His hair.
Oh, his hair different. Okay, okay,
What
okay.
Ti interview?
Ain't the one where he said he snitched
The
on his
He,
cousin.
I
That's
was
some
talking
old
about
shit.
the interview
The
when
interview
he
of
came out
him
and said what
telling
he
on
said about
himself is a year
the
old.
cousin.
His hard different.
Yeah, that one is a year old. The initial video of him telling that he told on his cousin or whatever, that one is old.
So it just went viral then. So
Yeah, it
Boosie
just
probably
went
recorded the
viral.
album after he said it. He probably
They
recorded the fucking album after
they
he
just
You
said
know
started
it.
how
working
shit
on
be.
that
He probably ain't
album.
get wind of it, and then somebody probably sent it to him. You know how shit be on this app. Like we be chopping it up with people, and then somebody send us shit that happened like last year, and you be like, damn, like we been fucking with this nigga this whole time. You know what I mean? It's very
That's
much
what
so
Wack just
possible
done with
because I
Oprah.
mean, if we think about it, if it happened a year ago, we're just finding out. Well, I can't speak for y'all. I'm just finding out about it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't hear nobody talking about that shit before. Now
50
the
was
shit with the
talking
Nobody.
about it.
firearms and
Gucci
the
was
charges
talking
and
about it.
shit, I heard about that, but
Yeah,
not no shit where he told on his dead cousin. To me, that's new.
that video when it first came out.
Social media,
That
bitch.
shit.
Niggas be
Yeah.
thinking they got away with some shit like that shit went
So
low
that
in the
so
social
that so
media at
y'all
the right
saying
moment to
that
bring it right back
initial.
up.
Sorry, Danny, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you good.
I was gonna say so that initial video that we saw where he was thought he was telling the joke was old too, because his hair was not in locks around that time, and that ain't no like no reason for him. I'm just saying like like that was old too, and nobody was brought up. It wasn't brought up
Well, all this shit just went
until now.
viral.
It's like sabotage on their album. Like they was about to both blow, and then somebody came out with that, posted that. You know what I
It
mean?
only
Like
came
on some
out because
sabotage.
Boosie said what he said about
Man, but at the same
about
time,
gangster,
Ti
and you
should have
hang with
threw a
Ti.
pit
Got
the same at the same party. He should have kept it going with that Clifford Harris versus the United States of America, and just tell us how you did it.
That's a
Just
fact.
explain, bro, how you did
That's
it,
a
bro.
fucking fact.
On
Nah,
big
that's
facts,
just
he
Ain't
said
no
he'll
way.
do that
Wasn't
shit
they
Cause
again.
saying
that
they had
paperwork is
girls
crazy.
being trapped, like having ecstasy parties and shit like that? Like they had a whole lot of shit going on at one point
But
that
in
just
that
went
I'm
case, it
away.
talking
wouldn't be
about this
called
gun
Clifford
case,
Harris
man.
versus. It'd be Clifford Harris with the United States.
I'm talking about this gun case, man.
No, I know. I was just talking about everything like collectively. Like
Just that
they just
But
alone.
had
it
a whole
all
bunch of shit back to back.
it all disappeared all at once.
Yeah, you right, dude. They got caught with X pills in LA. They was fucking in the when he was in the penitentiary, I
Yeah, they
think.
had girls saying they was getting drugged at their
Yeah,
house
they
and
said they
shit.
had some type of sex ring going on, all
Mm-hmm.
types of weird
Oh
shit.
shit, I forgot
I
about
think
that.
Tiny took that X pill charge.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did. Sure did. She was in jail too.
He's like, if he gonna do this, what else is he gonna do? Where he gonna draw the line? That's what he was
I need to talk about the
Yo,
silences and shit.
yeah, yeah, bang. Did they have
That
paperwork
nigga,
on all that shit
we got
with
the
all them fucking
paperwork.
guns and shit?
Yeah, we got the paperwork on that shit. And that shit is crazy. That
So
nigga got
shit,
18 pistols. I
word.
mean, he got 18 gun charges on that motherfucker.
That'd be a bad John for him though in that
When they
situation,
when they
cause
confiscated 18 guns.
didn't he wasn't he on that whole Charleston rampage and shit too? So it's like
Yep,
if
he
you in the
sure
same boat
was.
as that motherfucker,
Him, and his
that's
son was
bad
on that.
work. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his son think he in the streets. What do you got to say about this shit?
That's probably what fucked around and resurfaced the shit. I ain't even gonna hold you.
I just thought that shit was crazy that he threw that little get together or whatever and invited everybody to pull up to read that shit. Cause like I said, he said he lied. He said he ain't even told on his cousin. He said the case got dismissed or something. The case got dismissed because it was illegal search and seizure.
Hold on, catch me up, Bang, real quick. So the video, I didn't click on it, but with the paperwork party, you said he let the people pull up and read it. So that means he didn't post it. Is that where we going with
You
Pull
this?
up,
see, he
Am I
had
understanding
pull up
it.
correctly?
the court
He was
sheet.
walking around with it in his pocket.
Nigga,
Say, homie,
you see
wanna
how
read
the
my?
niggas on here do? Like they post they shit up page by page. What he doing?
I mean, if he got it, he should be able to pull it up.
Hey, Boosie tried to say the nigga too. He said, I think he lying.
But
He
yeah, he
said he
also
was
followed
lying.
up with that, well, shit, even if he's still lying, the fact that you cooperated, even if it was your cousin that passed away, he look at that as still cooperation. So I feel Boosie on that. I feel him on that.
T.I. trying to clean it up and say that he ain't cooperated. He said, like, the way that he described the case, he said, like, the whole shit was capped. He said that he ain't had to talk to him because it was a illegal search and seizure. So he ain't even had to cooperate. Let me find that content, bro.
I
So
It's
mean,
you
from the
saying he
technically,
gun.
just
if that
cooperated
is
for the
what
fuck's
happened,
sake?
that
Is what
is,
you saying?
you
He's
can
saying he
dismiss it.
didn't cooperate, is what I'm saying. That's what he said.
No, I'm
Nah,
saying
nah,
he's saying it
bang,
was an
bang.
illegal search and seize or
No,
seize or
hold on,
Find
whatever.
bang.
it.
Hold on,
But
bang.
for
Find,
which case
Hey,
though?
find it.
hey, bang, hey, bang. We niggas from the hood, bro. At the end of the day, bro, you get caught with that shit, and then you was set up by a nigga that set you up, bro.
Come
Only
on.
way you get off
Come
with a
on.
year, only way you get off with a year is you
Cooperate.
cooperated, bro. Period, nigga.
They call
Period.
it helping you.
Some way, somehow.
Can I
Yep.
ask y'all real
Nah,
quick,
nigga.
just for timeline purposes?
Todd, no.
When was
Todd,
the
no.
damn gas? Like, come on, I'm a civilian. Knock it off. I'm trying to get some answers.
But no,
When was
hold on.
what
I
case
don't
was
talk. I
the?
don't talk that much. I don't talk that much. So
I know, gas. I'm fucking with you. Comment it. Comment it. All right. So, question: what case or situation caused him to have to do the tip video? Was that the silencer situation?
Yep.
The gun. That was probation.
Oh no.
That was part of
Remember
his
he had
program.
that.
That
Oh,
was
take
part
it
of
He
his
away,
had that
gas.
program.
Go
TV
ahead,
show too
gas. Go ahead, gas. You
on
got
TV.
it.
Remember that Road to Redemption TV show? That was part of his shit too.
every silencer, he didn't get caught with one silencer. He got caught with multiple silencers and suppressors and all kinds of illegal shit. So at the end of the
You
day,
said
at
machine
the,
guns. That mean at least
Keep in mind, it's 2 for 1 in Georgia. That don't make no difference in this shit.
So the
I'm
illegal search
saying,
was a different case.
Hey,
I'm just
Rod,
saying, when
check
they
this
go
link.
on the
Hit that link up the
silencers,
top,
bro,
Rod.
when they go on the silencers, that's federal shit. So at the end of the day, if there's a minimum sentence
that.
on each silencer, At least she should have got 5 instead of 1.
Uh, what?
So he would have done two.
He got a year, got let out on time. Like, you know what I'm saying? That shit was to the that shit was to the full end of the shit as far as I'm getting let out on my full year, whatever. And he went to jail and he did that time, bro, for silencers and all that shit, bro, that he got caught with, bro. Anybody of like us, niggas will still be in jail right now. For what he got caught for, T.I. should be still in jail.
Oh, they should have fried him
Chicken
behind
cat.
all that.
That nigga should have got more time than Big Meech.
On some real shit.
No less than
That's
40.
deep. That's deep.
But
You ain't
y'all
lying.
also got to look at too is about the people that you know in high places.
Man, no
It
There
ain't
you
fucking
go.
way.
always.
If you
Hey,
There
listen,
do,
you
right?
go.
hold on now.
You know,
You
Let
talking
me
shut
about
let
the
your
me
you
dirty
never
let me.
ass
been
up,
no
Talking
Listen,
about
bro.
the judge.
hold on now,
People you
hold on.
know
you
in
know
high
you
Hold
don't
on,
know
places,
hold
nothing.
on.
motherfucker.
Now, so y'all basically trying to say that these judges and
This ain't
chief judges and
no
Federal
stuff don't
fucking
do
nigga.
that.
movie, nigga.
Federal nigga.
This
This is
ain't no
federal.
Oh,
movie,
okay,
nigga.
okay.
Don't matter what you
You don't get
This
to
ain't
pick
no
your
movie.
you
Let
don't
me
get to
tell you
pick your
something, bro.
judge.
Let me tell you something. This little money these rap niggas got, they ain't got the money these other niggas got worth billions of dollars in them feds, bro. If this was all about money, a lot of them niggas wouldn't be in there, homie.
That could be out right now.
Facts, nigga.
You can't pick your judge, bro.
Hey, Wack, El Chapo be out right now,
Like a
nigga.
motherfucker. This nigga supplying 85% of the world, nigga. Like, come on, bro. Like, who you know, man? T.I. ain't nobody but a motherfucking rapper. Fuck out of here, bro. That's all he is, bro. You niggas take that shit like it's bigger than life. It ain't nothing but music. Nigga, the financial system, the judicial system, don't none of that give a fuck about, and they don't give a fuck about none of that.
especially the
they
federal
work
government.
they work off a system.
They don't care. The banking system, the court system does not care about your concerts, how many platinums or gold you got. They don't care. They don't give a fuck.
None of that.
They
Man,
don't
they
give
can
a fuck
seize
about
all
none
your
of that.
shit anyway.
They don't care about none of that shit, bro. Straight up. Look about who you know. Who you know? Fuck you mean, nigga? You right about who you know. Who you
Who
know
you
to
gonna
tell
tell
on.
on?
Yeah, and that nigga was in trouble after trouble after trouble. I was
For
looking at his
real.
These
timeline.
Who you
niggas
know to
don't know,
tell on,
guys.
I was looking at his
bro? We
timeline
know
and
we
I
got
need
that nigga whole rap sheet, right?
yeah.
We got his whole rap sheet leading up to that one.
Yep.
He would have got a midterm at less
He could have got 15, 17 with the
all day. That's exactly. And then, but you gotta look at who you know. Who we know.
said whack. You know a
It
nigga.
says
You could hit,
he was attempting to purchase the illegal firearm.
The
He didn't
nigga
he
was in
purchase
the
bought
it.
guns.
car with the feds.
Right.
He did a transaction
Gave
with an
him the
informant. He
money,
dead.
all that. Already gave him the money.
Yep. I see the timeline right here and authorities said he gave his bodyguard 12K to buy and deliver these 3 machine guns and 2 silencers to him.
We
He
about
was
to
not
post
allowed
the
to
work
own
I'm
them
saying.
because he was a
That,
convicted
that's
felon.
that's that's 10 years from there because you can't have
Look,
no
gas.
silencers in America.
It was a
That's
buy or
10 years
bust
off
because
the top.
That was in
whoever do
2007.
resource to get the weapons from was the feds. So they bought it was a setup from the whole jump. It was a sting. You purchased these weapons. You in the sting. You fucked. Ain't no coming out of this.
They ain't
But
put together a whole sting to give your ass a year either. Like,
even the
Thank you.
conspiracy
They
part would
lose
have
more
been more
money.
than a year.
Served 366 days and year, year, and for the drug charges after authorities said he was found with 4 X's after September, October 2010 to 11 months in prison again for a probation violation on that 4 ecstasy pills, and he had to do 1,000
But he
hours
didn't go to
community
jail though.
service.
I
Hey,
don't think he
Wack.
went to jail. He didn't go to
Hey,
jail.
Wack, that was the meltdown. He got caught with more than 4 ecstasy pills, bro. He
Yeah,
said he had,
500.
That's why
yeah.
Tiny probably
Thank,
took the rest
thank
of
you,
that.
thank you.
Tiny took Tiny took the charge on that bag, but he had 4 in his pocket on him.
Okay,
So he
where
violated.
her
That's
charge
why
at?
he got a
She
year.
ain't
So
That's
immune
why he
to
got
it.
a year, because when you
both of them
violate your
fat. Hey,
probation, you
both
get
of
like
them
a
fat.
year.
Okay, then where her charge at? She ain't immune to getting booked.
That's right. You right about that.
Fuck you mean? You know how many females in the fucking penitentiary right now?
You
Well,
right
I
about
just seen
that.
the calendar this morning with them fine motherfuckers.
He go to prison every time he violate his probation on this timeline.
Oh man,
Mm,
Hey, my hey, Root, we're gonna get into this content. I'm gonna play
for
this
sure. Let
content
me
for
mute
y'all
up.
real quick. That shit was crazy what this nigga said. Let y'all.
You ready, Bang?
Yep.
oh, T.I. was questioned by Boosie during a Vlad TV interview due to him telling a story on his podcast expeditiously about telling on his deceased cousin to get off for a gun case. But since then, T.I. has responded to Boosie via an IG caption, but he also sat down with the rich trapper to give an interview. Now, via that interview, he said that he was embellishing the story and basically just joking about a created scenario.
For one, the conversation came from a conversation I was having on my platform, Expedition. And having a platform, my job, because I am not bound or restricted to nobody's opinion of me. My life don't change. No matter what you think of me, my life will remain the same. So I have the luxury or the ability to say things that other people might not say. I can offer some alternative perspective to the way things are being viewed by the majority.
Right. Open up conversation.
Open up the floor for conversation about free taboo thinking. Topics. Free thinking. Right. So I have that luxury, and that's what I was doing. But it came from a conversation that my partner and I were having, and that conversation was, hey bro, if me and you catch a case together, and I die before you, it's mine.
Right.
It's mine. He's like, nah, I can't do that. Yes, you can. It's mine. Why can't you?
Right.
I don't understand it.
That man can't go to jail.
I just don't understand it.
Right.
You understand? I mean, and he said, nah, I can't do it. You know what I mean? He said, man, I can't really say nothing about anybody who do, but I can't do it. So off of that conversation, I created a set of circumstances. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I thought that the embellishment was clear when I said I talked to my cousin and he told me.
They didn't get the satire in the conversation. They didn't get the change of inflection in voice. They didn't get the fact that you was basically being sarcastic.
Humor, sarcasm,
satire might be too much of a shit for him. Let's call it sarcasm.
Yeah,
he was fucking around.
I taking it from a very real place and adding some embellishment to it to fit the needed discussion.
Right.
Anybody who would call me and ask what really happened, well, hey man, what happened? What's up with this? Well, the case was resolved due to a motion to suppress all of the evidence because of an illegal search and seizure. The case was dismissed.
You gotta say it slow for him, bro. You gotta say it slow.
The case was resolved because of a motion to suppress all evidence due to an illegal search and seizure. No need to point no finger, say nothing about nobody.
By legal standpoint, that situation shouldn't have happened.
Exactly. That was the argument that my counsel took to the judge. The judge banged his gavel after hearing why they pulled us over.
So as you heard, Tip said that his case was resolved. Therefore, he
was creating content, yo.
Whoa.
That's all he was doing, creating
Let me
content.
tell you what the nigga be trying to do, bro.
That's stupid.
Dude be mixing cases with cases, bro. And he think niggas is stupid.
Right.
He'd take one case where he might have had a legal search and seizure, and then he'd turn around and say, well, this is the case I was talking about. No, what we need to see is the case you gave a statement against the dead cousin on. Because the shit we read, we had some shit to where, what was that? We had some shit to where he gave statements on a motherfucking nigga wasn't dead. Right? So we need to show us the case where you gave the statements on the deceased cousin. Don't come telling us, oh no, I was just being funny. Nah, nigga. You just saw the motherfucking backlash that you caught from saying you told on your dead cousin. Nigga, now you saying, no, here go a case. Nigga, fuck that. I got a legal search and seizure case too. That's a total different case from the other case.
So the
Show us
nigga
the
brought
case involving you give the statement on your dead cousin. That's the one we want to see.
This was weird about it. All right, he said he made up a satire story to fit his homie narrative because his homie said he couldn't do it. So
Hey,
how it did it
Bay,
become a
the
real case?
embellishment, the
Like,
embellishment. He said,
yeah,
I'm gonna embellish the shit. Like, what you mean embellish? The fuck
how a
you
fake
mean, nigga?
case and a fake story became a case.
Come
It
on,
turned
bro.
into a real case.
so he didn't take all his paperwork to the paperwork party.
Yeah, he only took that one
He only took
to
the
see
good
the
shit.
United States versus Clifford Harris. That's what I
Yeah,
want to see. We
nigga.
need to have a paper.
Shit, ain't no telling how long this nigga been telling, nigga. Nigga, for real.
Shit, wow, man. Yeah. Oh, that what the fuck I got going on. Look like he keep on doing weird shit. The more you get him, stay online. Better stay offline.
All I know, any silencer plus is a 5 year mandamum, bro. It's a mandem 5 year for each silencer. So if you got
Right.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it's gonna add up. So how did you get out for doing 1 year for a silencer? I got a homie doing 12 years for a silencer right now.
Jazz. That nigga was supposed to do at least 20 years, boy. 17 was the
Right.
good.
This shit been
Damn,
hanging over his
12.
head.
That's 10 times.
This shit been hanging over his head. This shit crazy.
It seemed like somebody trying to expose that nigga back then or whatever. He came out with that shit himself.
He said he screwed up big time. I'm sorry. I'm truly and sincerely sorry. I don't want and I don't need to use drugs anymore. I want them out of my life. That's what he told the judge, not to take him back to prison, saying he needed to get help for drug addiction on them X pills when he got caught.
He
Yeah,
needed to
he's
His
go into
lawyer had
rehab
trying
though.
argued.
to drug
He
court.
didn't do he didn't do no rehab time though. Like I got homies that get caught with that shit. Do a little rehab for a minute. He didn't even do that.
You mean like where we all understood that he went to rehab, or that, like, what do you mean
When he
like?
been to
Yes, he
rehab?
did.
When
He
he
was
been
in
to
the halfway
rehab?
house. He
No,
was in
but
the
what I'm
halfway
saying
house.
is what you just
A
said.
halfway house ain't
Wait, hold on,
rehab.
hold on,
Halfway
just a
house
second,
not
guys.
rehab.
I know this from personal experience. He was in a halfway house slash rehab when he first got out of prison for about a good year. He was in there at the same time Apollo was in there. I know that for a fact.
They give drug classes. It's not a rehab. You could get
I
that
listen to
independent.
Yeah,
me. The one that he went to
Don't
in
listen. I'm just
Atlanta,
telling you.
my
I don't
baby
argue.
father
All
went to
right.
the same
That's
hey,
Let him
one,
cool.
and
finish.
it's
Damn, he
a
can talk after.
rehab.
yeah, but what Todd is talking about, it's like a drug program. When you catch a
It's
case
a
like that,
class. It's
they
a
send
not
you to a
time
drug
off,
program.
man. It's
You
not
don't
no
go to
fucking
rehab.
rehab.
Yeah, crackheads go to rehab. When you catch a case and you tell them that you're doing shit like that, you go to a drug program. It depends on what it is. Sometimes it'd be a 12-week fucking drug program and shit like that. And when you
Yeah,
complete it,
jail
you,
ain't lying, nigga, on
yeah,
It
you
Okay,
everything,
get
says
nigga.
his
well
lawyer.
let me explain.
Go ahead.
Niggas use that to knock time off, man.
One mic.
There's a center here in it. There's a center there in Atlanta that when the niggas get out of prison, if they want to go through that drug program and take the rehab at the same time, because they have a quote unquote drug problem, that's their way of getting out of jail and going in that
Hmm.
house and staying in there for that year to get off a whole bunch of shit that y'all saying that they're getting off of. A lot of them be snitches in that rehab.
His lawyer had.
Do you
I'm reading
know? Do you
some
know?
article that
Hey,
has some
yo, Todd, don't
snippets
argue
of the
with that
paper.
lady. That lady crazy. Ain't no
Yeah,
motherfucking
I'm
body
done
Yo.
with it, man.
getting off no motherfucking 20
Okay,
Yo.
let
years.
me. I'm gonna get the
Ain't
name of it.
nobody
I'm gonna
getting
get
off
the
no
name
20
of it.
years
Then
from
He
y'all
no
gonna
said,
be
hold on,
quiet.
motherfucking
hold
I'm
on,
gonna,
fucking.
Lovely. He said
Ain't
his lawyer.
nobody avoid no 20 years going to a halfway house.
Right. That's
No,
too
they
much
can't.
no,
time. It
I
should
didn't say
Fuck
that.
out of
I
here,
didn't say
man.
that. They asked that he go to any type of program or anything when he got out, and I said, yeah, he did. He went in
Yeah,
that
but y'all
same house
mixing
that a
up
lot
got
of
out
them
at what
go in. It's
time?
basically a
At
snitch
which
house.
time?
That
Which
was like the
time you
first
talking
time. That was
about?
like back in 2000, 2001, 2000, somewhere up in there when he
Yeah,
got
that ain't
that
had nothing to
first
do
shot.
with the fucking guns and silencers.
Right.
But
right.
She
But
lovely,
must
I
be
was
that
thinking
when I
about
brought
like a mental program.
lovely.
she only speaking on that because of what I had said in regards to, this little
Yeah,
thing
but
I
he got
found where it
caught
was
with the
like
ecstasy after the
about them
guns and
ecstasy
silencers.
pills. We was talking about the ecstasy pills.
The
Yeah.
nigga got
Also,
caught with the
That's
E
an
after the
automatic
guns
Oh
and
no, that
violation.
silencers.
was years after.
also a
Yeah, he
halfway
got caught
house.
with that after the guns and
Yeah, he
silencers.
got
Way
caught
after.
after.
That's a
Also, a halfway
violation.
house is
She talking about some '01, '02
Yeah,
shit.
I'm talking about old stuff.
yeah, and a halfway house is something that you parole to when you come home from jail, from the feds.
Yeah,
This
Volunteers
was
for
exactly.
America.
2000. The one I'm
Yeah,
looking at is from 2010.
Yeah, she ain't talking about that. This nigga already done got off from doing 15 to 20 years off of getting buying motherfucking automatic weapons and silencers and bullets from the motherfucking feds directly. Does it 12 months in a day, which we all know is a downward departure, right? And then comes home and then get caught with all the ecstasy and still don't, man, listen, man, y'all motherfuckers,
Violation.
But
fuck out of
hold
here, man.
on, love,
That's
hold on,
3 and
love. You
30
said he
years.
went to a halfway house, so that you saying that he got out of he was in the feds like in 01, 02. You saying, love? That what you saying?
Back in a long time ago when he first came over on the side of Bankhead,
Bro,
when he
hold
first
on,
started
bro, hold
coming
on. Let me
over,
get
that's
you
a
this whole
long
rap
time ago.
sheet, bro.
but I
No,
believe,
because
hey,
look,
Van,
no, I'm about to ask you something. So that was the feds, right? Love.
I'm pretty sure it was the feds because that all the niggas that came in
Uh,
that go in and out of that house are all from the
You,
feds.
all right. Well,
you
if
They
don't
you
all
go to
came
right,
out
halfway
of
then
the
that
house for
feds.
free.
hold on, Ty, hold on. If you right, then that make the gun case even more fucked up because you supposed to be on some enhancement shit. That's
And I
just
think that's
And he
when
got
all them
fired. He
started saying
lost.
that he was a snitch way back
that's
then. That's
how
why they
you
said stay
probably
away from him.
Even if you don't
He
got
was
prior,
arrested in '01 on the gun possession, y'all. And
even
in
if
the
you
feds
'02,
picked
Thank
that
you.
shit up.
in '01 he was arrested on gun possession. In '02 instant where he was carrying a 10 millimeter pistol, and in 2004 bust during
Got
which
the rap
authorities
sheet
found a
right there?
silencer enhanced weapon loaded with ammo. So that was from 2001 to 2002 when
You
he
got
got
the
caught
rap
with
sheet
those
rule in
guns.
front of you? You got the whole rap sheet in front of you?
Yeah, it's like a timeline I'm looking
Yeah,
at.
it's the
So real
time,
quick,
yeah.
y'all. Real quick. It says in '98 he was arrested and convicted in Georgia for distribution of cocaine, manufacturing and distributing a controlled substance and giving authorities a false name. He was sentenced to 3 years in prison and was released after serving 1 year. And whatever. And then 2001 he was arrested for gun possession. In 2002, instance where he was carrying a 10 millimeter pistol, and in 2004 bust during which authorities found a silencer enhanced weapon loaded with ammunition. And then I'm sorry, not loaded. It says weapons and loads of ammunition in 2002. In 2004, he was busted on parole violation just as his career was taking off because of his hit Rubber Band Man. October 2007, T.I. was arrested for attempting to illegally purchase firearms just hours before he was scheduled to do the BET performance. He was arrested in Midtown Atlanta where his award show was filmed. He was nominated for the Grammys, whatever, whatever. He served 366 days in prison. Authorities said he gave his bodyguard 12K to buy and deliver 3 machine guns and 2 silencers to him, according to CNN. He was not allowed to own them because he was a convicted felon at that time. March 2009, T.I. sentenced to a year and a day in prison and pled in a plea deal in relations to the weapons charge in 2000. September, and that was March 2009. September 2010, the following year, he was arrested in LA on drug charges after authorities said he was found with 4 ecstasy pills. October 10 October of 2010, he was sentenced in October 2010 to 11 months in prison for parole violation in September.
the one I just read previously, when he was released from the sentence, he was required to perform 1,000 hours of community service, and I think he was still on probation. So that's it. That's his timeline. That was the whole timeline.
So where the ecstasy
But
pills?
this nigga ain't never did over a bullet.
Whack. Come
The
on, Whack.
ecstasy pills
Come on,
came in
Whack.
2010. That was the
Nah,
last one.
nah, 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 nah. He
Yep,
done
I
Ecstasy
read
caught
the
pills
timeline.
carry
he
three
done got caught with
years, bro.
silencers, all that shit. And all he did was a year.
Yeah, that's
So see,
crazy.
we've been
Yeah,
knowing
that's
about
too many
Ti for a
priors,
long
bro.
time. So we know how
What?
long he been in
Sick
jail
gas.
when he
Let me
got
say
But
out.
here's
this,
the
and I'm gonna
thing,
be
though. Here's
quiet.
the thing,
Nigga,
though.
Look,
what?
gang, hold on,
He
Root.
was
Watch this
with
here. This
a
Yeah,
this
but
on
that
right
shit.
quick.
listen. He got signed around that
That
fucking
don't
time
mean
when
y'all
I'm not
funny.
trying to
Ain't no
argue with
excuse.
y'all though. For real though, I'm not trying to argue. I'm just trying to tell you what this
Telling y'all
little
he
thing
been
is
a
showing me.
tattletale. He been a
Well, this what I'm
tattletale. That's
trying to
why
say,
they put
Ruler.
him
Let me
on
say this. I'm gonna
vacay.
be quick while my mic
When
working.
in
Well, this
Let me
is
tell you
2004, he
something.
had just got signed. So what I'm trying to say
What
is
that
maybe
mean?
he had that machine behind
No,
him
wait,
when
wait,
That
he
wait,
went
wait,
means
out
wait.
of
not.
Y'all need
jail.
to stop doing. Wait. Stop talking about shit you don't know. A machine got to do
Okay,
with
I'm
music.
okay.
thank you.
Machine got. That's the case. Shine when they went to jail. A machine has to do with music.
Yeah.
The judicial system don't give no fucks about UMG.
Yeah, Whack. His
Only
tongue
thing
is
you
a
could do
machine.
is hire
His
a high
tongue is a
power
machine.
attorney, try to get, yeah, like when we say the machine, that's the marketing of music.
No,
Yeah, shut them now.
when
Wait,
I
wait.
said
Let me ask you
machine
one thing.
behind him, I meant
Explain
like
mandatory
lawyers.
minimum to them because they
I
not
meant
they.
like the lawyers
Well, you know
Exactly.
what
because
though.
it was
Bro,
Mandatory minimum
bro,
for drug charge.
every case got a mandatory minimum. They'll
that's
say,
right.
you could do from, like, for instance, what's this nigga, your man, what's this nigga from New York, the Gorilla Stone nigga, what's his nigga name? Two times, where the fuck that
Casanova.
nigga?
What you talking about?
Casanova.
Casanova had a from 10 to 60, meaning the judge could give him a minimum of 10 years and a
Not
maximum of 60. So
unless they have a zero
a
minimum on it.
judge, they know less a motherfucking thing. Nigga, they said the mandatory minimum is 10 years. The max is 60. They said it. When he came down for sentences, would they get a nigga 20 or something like that? He ended up with like 20 years. It's up to the judge's discretion. But he couldn't give him 8, 7, 6, 5, or 9. And he couldn't
Exactly.
give him 61, 65, or 70. Mandatory minimum is the bottom. The max is the top. The judge could give you the bottom, the top, or anything in between. This nigga had a 20 to 30 year mandatory minimum situation and did 12 months in a fucking day.
Right, that's
Nah.
crazy.
And that's just off one of the fucking offenses. The drug charge is conspiratorial.
Right, ain't no excuses but a city.
Fine.
Can just a question, cause just a question. Can he be on probation, like a really strict probation, and be out of jail?
If he cooperate
Nah,
like the niggas in the Young Thug case.
he
No, I'm
ain't
just
on
asking. That's
shit.
why I was just
Wait,
asking.
hold on, it's a
You see them
conspiracy.
niggas
You
in Young Thug
nah.
case? They got 15 years probation because they
Hey, tell him
cooperate.
he giving up
That
Okay,
shit
shit,
is
okay.
bro.